It's actually hard to believe this one, but Pierre Poilievre found something to expose Justin Trudeau on yet again. The entire ArriveCAN app is now getting a whole new wave of attention because the Auditor General just came to the conclusion that yeah, something is fishy. It was $60+ million of money that they can find that was spent on an app that was could have been done for $80,000. That's a big difference of funds that are allocated, and it's not like it's coming out of their paychecks. It's coming off of ours. It's our tax money that has gone towards this, towards making other people rich, and I'm not okay with that. Either is Pierre Poilievre, thankfully. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Before we get into it, I want to encourage you all to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet already. We're almost at 350,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. Would like to obviously keep growing. Speaking of growing, there is an ongoing farmers protest that I'm sure you're aware of. We've covered it quite a few times on this channel, and we'll continue to cover it as there's more developments. And if you want to, support the farmers, I guess you can do that by getting one of these stickers of "Stop the WEF." Spam them everywhere. Put them on your trucks. Put them on your cars. Put them everywhere that you possibly want. Stop the WEF. The tractor and the farmer protest stickers are available for purchase down in the description or the pinned comment below. Now, without further ado, let's get into this video here. Pierre Poilievre did this awesome live stream that we're going to take a look at where he exposes Trudeau's ArriveCAN corruption.
Worth the cost and not worth the corruption. After 8 years, Justin Trudeau has doubled housing costs. He's doubled the rent, doubled mortgage payments, doubled the needed down payment for the average home. After 8 years of Trudeau, you now have to save 25 years for a down payment on a home in Toronto, when you used to be able to pay off an entire mortgage in that time. After 8 years, young women wonder if they'll ever be able to have kids because they're stuck in their parents' basements until their early 40s, when under the previous government, the average age of buying a home was 29. After 8 years of Justin Trudeau, criminal defense lawyers tell us that their convict clients are asking to stay in jail so they don't have to go out and find a place to rent, because prison is better than Justin Trudeau's housing market. After 8 years of Trudeau, a record-smashing 2 million people line up at food banks every single month in scenes that are reminiscent of the Great Depression. After 8 years of Trudeau, there are now 30 homeless encampments in Halifax alone, some scenes that were unimaginable only 8 years ago. After 8 years of Trudeau, violent crime has exploded by 40% at least, and growing quickly. We see a record-smashing increase in extortions and other serious crimes. And after 8 years of Justin Trudeau, while you can't pay your bills, where you can't afford a home, he's taken $60 million of your tax dollars and given it to a corrupt app, ArriveCAN, that doesn't work, that we didn't need, and that went 750 times over budget. Think of that the next time you go to the grocery store and you look at the cost of the food and that bill is too high for you to pay. Think of it the next time you look at his carbon tax, which he's quadrupling, on your heating bill, and you wonder if you'll be able to keep the heat on for the rest of the winter. He took $60 million of your dollars and put it into this ArriveCAN. Think of that when you see homeless people who can't afford a place to live, that Justin Trudeau took their money for this ArriveCAN app. Common sense conservatives told him not to do ArriveCAN, but he went ahead anyway. What were the results of that decision? Well, we now know the results. ArriveCAN costs at least $60 million, 750 times over budget. $12 million could be unrelated to ArriveCAN altogether, even though it was paid out for that purpose. Money given to GC Strategies, we were told it was $9 million, then it became $13 million, and now they say it was $19 million.
Oh my God.
18% of the invoices were submitted by contractors who lacked information to determine if expenses were related to ArriveCAN. GC strategists were involved in writing the requirements for the very contract that they would win and profit from. Initial documentation leading to GC Strategies first $2.3 million contract is missing. Average per diem costs, this is per person per day, were $1,900, far higher than the normal and still exorbitant $675 per person per day the Trudeau government normally throws out the window.
Holy crap.
10,000 travelers were wrongly quarantined by Trudeau's ArriveCAN app. Single mothers who couldn't go to work because they got notice that they had to be quarantined. They weren't able to pay for their children's food because their wage was canceled by an app that locked them in their home, unable to work, and wrongly and unjustifiably so. No evidence to show CBSA employees complied with the Code of Conduct. In fact, they were invited to whiskey tasting and other luxurious treats from the very contractors that they were paying your money to. And page 18, subcontractors did not have the property security clearances, so Trudeau put your private information at risk. While Trudeau says he doesn't have enough money to scan those shipping containers that are taking your car that's been stolen and sending it off to the rest of the world, the very same department that is responsible for our borders and our ports took $60 million or more for the ArriveCAN. More proof that after 8 years, Trudeau is not worth the cost, he's not worth the crime, he's not worth the corruption. That's why we need a common sense conservative government that will slash the waste and end the corruption, that will respect your tax dollars. We will cap spending and cut waste to balance the budget and bring down inflation and interest rates. We will axe the carbon tax to lower your food, gas, and heating bills. We will lower income tax so hard work pays off again. We'll clear away the bureaucracy and taxes to build more homes. We'll bring jail and not bail for repeat violent offenders. And we will secure our borders, including our ports, to keep the drug dealers and smugglers from bringing drugs in and car thieves from taking your vehicles out. We will restore the common sense of the common people, united for our common home, with a clear agenda to axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, stop the crime, axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, stop the crime. It's common sense. Let's bring it home.
Holy shit! Have you seen somebody give a speech like that without looking at his paper? I mean, I don't know about you, but okay, so he looked at it a couple times right there. You can see at the bottom of the screen. But for the most part, that was all done without looking at his paper. Maybe he's looking at a teleprompter, but he's not saying ums and ahs like Justin Trudeau, and I'm completely blown away. Every time I hear Pierre Poilievre give a speech like this, it's just so captivating. And it gets people riled up. I don't know about you, but I feel good. I want this guy to lead, man. He's just an amazing speaker. His morals and ethics seem to be aligned with what most Canadians would want. We want Canada to be a prosperous country. We want more jobs, cheaper taxes, more affordability. No one wants to have to save 25 years or 15 years for a house. You want to be able to buy a house for your family, for yourself, whatever it is, whenever you want. It should be affordable, and it's not right now. Let's take a look at the questions here from the reporters.
To grant over $100 million in regulatory relief to the mainstream media.
We don't want to give any tax dollars to the mainstream media. Our belief is that the mainstream media and all...
Decision, then? Your party's decision to grant regulatory relief?
So I'll answer your question. The media that is bought and paid for... Where are you from, by the way? Which outlet are you in? Which outlet? Which outlet?
Canadian Press.
Ah, okay. Canadian Press. You're talking about tax dollars for media.
Holy shit,
Isn't CBC your biggest... Isn't... No, I can answer... Yeah, and you want to answer?
Why does the party want to grant $100 million in regulatory relief to the mainstream media?
When would you like me to respond? Okay, good. Okay, great. So, of course, you are a media outlet and spreading Justin Trudeau's message.
Why did you
and you're
Reporters, shut the hell up, dude, and let him talk. They've asked a question, he's delivering an answer, and they cut him off. You don't see this type of bias with Justin Trudeau. It's so freaking annoying.
You're interrupting me again. You're interrupting me again.
Kick him out, man.
Do you regret granting $100 million in regulatory relief to the mainstream media, including
Your question is
Bell.
false. So if you can allow me to correct your falsehoods, then we can answer the question directly. So, false. Canadian Conservatives do not believe in giving tax dollars to media outlets. That's Justin Trudeau. That's Justin Trudeau. That's Justin Trudeau. Okay, if you don't want me to answer the question, I'll move on to someone else.
Yeah.
You're a tax-funded mouthpiece to the PMO. That's the reality.
Woo!
So,
Question answered. You committed
I'm trying
to
to.
answer the question.
I'm trying to, but you're heckling. Are you going to let me answer the question, or are you just going to heckle on behalf of Justin Trudeau?
Love the answer.
Great. So our party does not support tax dollars for media outlets, because that's when we end up with biased media like you, who come here and articulate the PMO talking points rather than delivering real news to the Canadian people. Justin Trudeau gave Bell Media and other media tax dollars supposedly to protect media jobs. And then what happened? They all got laid off. So that the supposed justification for giving Bell all this money was that it was going to save media jobs. Well, they all got fired. So I guess that wasn't the real reason for giving tax dollars to the media. The real reason was for him to buy support from the media, which is what it actually did. So we believe that media should be driven by readership, viewership, and listenership, and that's what allows it to represent the Canadian people rather than taking marching orders from the PMO.
La vérificatrice générale ne mentionne nulle part dans son...
Oh my goodness. Pierre is a freaking savage, man. He doesn't hold back, which is why so many people love him. He will put reporters in their place. He will put Justin Trudeau in his place. He's got no time for people's shit.
La vérificatrice générale ne l'a pas mentionné.
We know that because public servants don't.
They're looking at cuts.
The answer is yes, and we'll make it happen because we're going to cut back on the outside consultants. So these two things are not in opposition. They are in concurrence. We want to cut back on outside consultants because public servants do the work more accountably and they do it more affordably. We know that because public servants don't cost $1,090 a day. They cost significantly less than that. So we're going to save money by reversing Trudeau's doubling of outside consulting fees. Thank you.
The General found that the civil service didn't have the skills to do this kind of work. So wouldn't you need to train them, and wouldn't that cost money, sir?
Phoenix. That didn't go so well.
But there were contractors involved in Phoenix as well.
Sir, I'd like to understand what you will do when you are Prime Minister, sir. The Auditor General found that the civil service didn't have these skills.
Why is it that the public service doesn't have these skills? It's insane. We've increased the size of the public service by 50% under Justin Trudeau. And none of those 100,000 extra people have the skills to design an app that a couple of IT workers separately and as a joke designed in a single weekend. How is it possible that a couple of guys got a stack of pizza boxes and a case of beer and as a joke redesigned the ArriveCAN app from scratch in a weekend? And yet the 100,000 public servants Trudeau hired cannot do the very same thing. That points to the fact that he is an incompetent prime minister who is wasting our money. He's not worth the cost.
Last question.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
The Auditor General on the issue of the police investigation, she says in the report that the parts that are already under internal investigation, either by the CBSA or the RCMP, she didn't want to interfere in that, so she didn't go down that road. Are you concerned that that's missing from today's report?
I am, yes, very much so. And that might be one of the reasons why the Auditor General didn't use the same language as I did, is because certain parts of the scandal are not covered in this audit. We need the police to get to the bottom of it. I know that there are certain parts of this that are already under police investigation, and we want the truth to come out, and we want the police's findings to be complete and public so that Canadians know about all the corruption and mismanagement in the Trudeau government.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bam, and then walks away like a Chad. That's absolutely awesome. I'd love to ask you guys, the audience, what was your favorite part about that Pierre Poilievre interview? Do you like the way he responds to reporters, or do you prefer the way that he seems to just handle the speeches and his soliloquies? I look forward to reading the comments. That's where we're going to end today's video, folks. Justin Trudeau should be held accountable. There isn't a single person with common sense that can actually disagree to that. It's just a matter of how much pressure is going to be applied and when it's going to happen. The Auditor General has already kind of changed teams and is on the side of seeking the truth and justice. The Conservatives are pounding and hounding, and it's up to you guys to help socially. So by liking the video, subscribing, sharing it to Facebook, getting it, helping it get more hundreds of thousands of views, that definitely does help. I know it's like ridiculous. Like, how do views help? Dude, it adds pressure. It gets pushed out to other countries. Celebrities cover it. India mainstream news covers it. India loves shitting on Justin Trudeau. So it actually does help. It's a small little thing, but it does help push it into something that's bigger. So thank you so much for watching this video. That's where we're going to end it. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.